Hey you! Yeah you! Why are you not subscribed to this channel? I see you are not subscribed to this channel. Subscribe! I'm watching you. Now back to the video.
Yes.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm with Roy, Mijnheer. Roy, how did you do this today?
I went 5-1-1 playing Kashtira at a 93-person event.
What place did you end?
7th.
7th. Nice. So what did you play?
I played what I consider to be not necessarily the best deck, but definitely one of the best choices in a open meta game, Kashtira.
Okay. Can we see your deck profile?
Of course. So, 3 Unicorn, 3 Fenrir. This shouldn't come as any surprise. If you don't play these 3 of, you're not playing the deck correctly. 2 Rise I will say this deck looks a lot like the YCS winning list. In fact, my main deck should be pretty much identical. You can make a great argument for the third one, because a lot of hands that you brick are because of too many spells, and any spell with this is great. But on the other hand, if you don't open any spells, you don't really want to see this, so
Okay.
I think 2 is fine. 1 Ogre, people don't play this, I think it is key. It depends on how you want to play the deck, but if you play for the going for the Arise Heart to play around in the BIP, Nip, Lava Golem, Fair mode, getting preparations is just mega important. It wins you the grind games with preparation. It wins you, especially against Labyrinth. You need it, otherwise Labyrinth is not beatable. So yeah, the 1 Ogre for that reason. 1 Scareclaw, no tier elements. I fully agree with the reasoning they used at the YCS. Tier elements are just bad, you never use this effect, and it did come up sometimes that I wanted a second one of this, but it's fine. You could make the argument for it. 3 Ash, Despia is in the format and we need to fuck Despia even harder than this deck already does.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
The amount of times where I Ash people on Branded Fusion and they just spaced it up. Yeah. The card's great against everything, but it's out to win Despia, so no reason not to play it.
Okay.
Got this crosshair designated 4 times against Despia. That's how bad it is. 4 field spell, consistency, sometimes grind power. 3 Birth, best card in the deck. Opening multiples can suck, but it is the card that lets you grind. It is the card that lets you beat hand traps, to play through interruption, to play through books. Against Branded Fusion, you don't even need a Rise Heart, because they resolve Branded Fusion, try to fusion again, you banish the materials that you sent and they're still fucked. So yeah, no reason to play any less than this. 3 Teosus, same reason, it's just mandatory engine.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any debate about this. 3 Podcast, consistency is Weo.
Yeah.
And even the value you get from it is great.
Best card.
From attaching Garura to your stuff, fine.
Fair.
3 lands, cause books are a bitch.
Yeah.
Runic is a bitch.
Yeah.
Even against Sorcerer I played Blackout is a bitch. So
Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Strong.
you don't need to play it, but as long as people are still playing Eclipses, you should play it. Talking about Eclipse, 3 Eclipse. Not even only against Kashtira. If you just look at the format, not a lot of Omni-Negates running around. And this still breaks the entire Despia board. It breaks, of course, in the mirror, it's great. Against Sword Soul at key times. Either it baits a Baron, or it just, you can use this as an interrupt. Yeah, they draw, but as long as they don't make a field, your grind game is just better than all those decks. We're going back to 2010. Book of Moon, the best -1 in the game is back. Kind of the same stuff. It's just a great 1-for-1 card to stop plays, help break boards. It just forces interaction, and it even lets you. Sometimes your hands are really necessary on Unicorn searching Birth, and when they imperm you or stuff, you can just book your own stuff even. Quite a few people miss that interaction as well today. 3 imperm. Just great hand trap overall. I think the 3 best hand traps this format are Imperm, Nip and Ash. And I don't want to play Nip, first of all because the Nip itself can cook my plays. And I believe the correct way is to just blind make a Rise Heart pass if you can. So you play around the Nip as well.
Yeah, exactly.
1 prep, as I said, this is how you win all your grind games. A lot of people don't realize that in like Birth, this can summon the XCs. So I had one game where I literally looped my Arise Heart 3 times with this, kept summoning it back. And people don't like that. And Big Bang because it's a playmaker.
Yeah.
I never even once used it as a normal trap card, it's just a playmaker.
Yeah, fair. It's big man. Yeah, okay.
Then for the extra, 3 Arise Heart.
Yeah.
You can play 2. I just think that if you go first, only make Arise Heart in the mirror, and then if you only play 2, they can just de-upload, take it away, and then you no longer have them. So I think at 3 for the mirror is pretty good, but you don't need it. But the extra deck itself is pretty loose. You can play what you want, honestly. 3 Shangri-La never came up as twice. Might actually cut it to 1, although in the mirror sometimes you want it, but on the other hand it's so risky in the mirror because it enables a Rise Heart for your opponent. So
Yeah.
you don't need to, but again the extra deck is loose. 2 Diablosses, definitely should have played only 1. And that's mainly because I personally don't go for the Zone Lock 3 or Zone Lock 5 ever. Only if I play against Labyrinth or I can go full combo with like still 2 or 3 interruptions, like books or stuff. But even then, I never Zone Locked somebody for 3 today. Always just made a Rise Heart pass. You're playing this like Zodiac. Make a Trident, set cards, 1-for-1 trade, grind them out with Birth prep. So I'm definitely gonna cut this to 1.
Okay. Understandable.
2 Big Eye. If you only, the problem is with this, if you only play 1, in the Kashtira mirror they're guaranteed taking this,
Yeah.
and this card is just insane in the mirror. As long as you can bait the Arise Heart. I had a game in the mirror, I still lost the match, but that game I won by making a Big Eye. They had to Arise Heart its face down, then make another Big Eye, and then take their Arise Heart. So I think 2 is pretty good. 2 Zeus, same reason. You just
Yeah.
I only made this once the entire tournament, but you just need it for the mirror just to have the option. I'm gonna wait on this one for a sec. 1 Barone.
Yeah.
I actually made this 3 times, which is far more than I did in testing. But sometimes if you're all getting hand trapped out of the wazoo, normal summon Ash make this can be the correct play. 1 Donner, never made it, always got banished from pot. Could be anything. Even if you get nipped, like sure, sometimes you can use this, remove the nip, but I think this is more necessary if you play nip yourself to remove the nip, and then destroy this and the token so your board is free again. But if you don't play nip, you don't have to play it. 1 Garura, just to pot under a Rise Heart. The choices are between this and the Infinitrack. But if you look at the meta game as a whole, there aren't many destroy effects. And the only real reason why I would play the Infinitrack this format if I was scared of Runic. But although Runic on paper should have a great matchup, Birth and stuff like that just makes it very hard. People don't play this, and they should. For one simple reason. Discard out skill drain. Because you can tribute itself for cost, out the skill drain, then you can play. I definitely want to play the Dark Armed as well. I don't play it now, probably for the Diablosses. But if you don't play this, you're asking to lose to skill drain, you have to play it. For the sides, best card, not the main deck, for the simple reason that against Sprite is not great, against Labyrinth is not great, against the Mirror it's actively bad. But against Despia and Rogue you want it, so it's in the side for that reason. Card is broken, Anil should know everything about that.
Fair enough.
This is the package that I cite in, at least going second in the Mirror. These cards just win you the Mirror, and this might look weird, but the Mirror is so much about Birth and preparations, so you just want to out it, then you can make your plays, then you just have to deal with the monsters, so for that reason you play this. 2 Droplet, mainly for Rogue and Despia. I wouldn't put it in the Mirror, but there are just a lot of weird matchups you can come across where you have dead cards and this is just never a bad side in. You could only see changes for anything you want. 2 Lightning Storms, I was scared of Labyrinth. Never drew it once against Labyrinth, even though I did play against it twice. But yeah, board breakers, fuck trap decks, you just want something for that. It's either this or evenly matched. And evenly matched, in theory it's great this format, but against Arise Heart they keep the Arise Heart so you don't accomplish anything. And the Go First package shuts down the majority of the format. Despia can't beat this. As long as you make an Arise Heart, the Mirror can almost never beat this. And this is just a broken card in and of itself. I don't know why non-Kashtira decks aren't playing it. Because check your hands, take something from it's always great. But in this deck it's broken even more because you just attach the card you banish to a Arise Heart and then never get it back. So that's the profile.
So that is your deck profile.
Yes.
Any shoutouts?
Shout out to Team Panda.
Thanks.
For having a lovely YouTube channel. Shout out to Nick Scheffer for having a bit of theory crafting. Same with shout out for Josh from Van Olmen for playing the most random jank decks against me to play. And shout out to the guys winning the White Chess for helping me on the lands, because that card was fire.
Cool. Thank you and have a nice day.
Same.